goodbye, Jules. You never left me without saying goodbye.
No clues, no fingerprints, no motive, nothing.
But surely if a man was choked to death, there would be imprints on his throat.
Why in the world do you stay in this place?
We can't leave.
Get out of this. I gotta think fast. Trapped. Oh, boy, they've dropped the wabbit. Look, fellas, I'm Rin Tin Tin. Now I got you. You're a dead wabbit.
Telegram for Elmer Fudd.
What's up, Doc?
Dear nephew, I'm waiving you $3 million in my will. Uncle Wooey. Oh, boy, I'm rich. P.S. But you don't get 1 cent if you harm any animals, especially wabbits. You're free now with the wabbit. Go and whomp and frolic in the forest. Oh, boy, I'm rich.
Okay, fellas, break it up.
$3 million.
Angel in the skies. Angel in the sky.
Come on out or I'll blow your head off.
I'm just an angel in the sky.
Please, Mr. Wabbit, go on back to the forest where you belong. Be nice with the wabbit.
Ooh, ouch, ouch! Hey, what are you trying to do? Kill me? Hey, you're fracturing my skull. I'm gonna call Uncle Louie. That's what I'm gonna do. Operator. Hey, you got a nickel? Hello, operator. Give me walnut treat. Oh, that's you, Mert? How's every little thing?
Please, Mr. Wabbit, don't call Uncle Louie. I won't hurt you again. I promise.
Well, okay. But watch your step after this, fat boy. Hey, what do you got to eat around this joint?
Eat? Eat? Oh, fix this guy. Think he'll twig me, huh? Step right this way. That'll fix him.
Why, that dirty double-crosser. Let me in. Open up! Hey, I'm getting pneumonia. Open up! I'll die. No, I'm too young to die. Please let me in. Hey, this scene ought to get me the Academy Award. Say goodbye to Uncle Louie for me. Oh.
Uncle Louie? What have I done? $3 million all shot to pieces. Don't die with the rabbit. Please don't die. Walk-a-bye, baby, on a treetop. When the wind blows your cradle.
Come on, that stuff. Swing it.
Walk-a-bye, baby, on a treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come baby.
Special delivery.
Your Uncle Louie has kicked the bucket. You now inherit $3 million. Inheritance tax, $2 million, defense tax, check county, which leaves you owing us $1.98. Please remit.
You don't get the dough, eh, Butterball?
No, but I'm gonna get you.
Yipe! Well, yipe again! Don't go down there. It's dark.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Easter greetings. What's up, Doc?
Now you'll do exactly as I say. Step down from there. And always found the female of the species was more responsive to electrical impulse than was the male. It's fortunate that we met here. Shall I show you how it was done?
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink and Mr. Fresh Rogan. How we doing tonight, boys?
Good. We're back in the studio.
Back in the studio, and joining us for the Season 2 finale. Woo-woo!
We made it.
We made it. Season 2.
Back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle. It has been a while, as Evan points out. We had a week off, and then last week Evan couldn't be with us here in the studio, and Fresh is always patching in over the ethers. So it's been a little lonely for me here, but got Evan back in the house. Fresh is joining us tonight to celebrate what has been another great season of watching public domain horror movies and just chilling out, drinking some beers, drinking some cool drinks, learning a little bit of history, also talking current events and pop culture, because we just, we're just on top of everything. We're covering all our bases here on the stream. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's going to be a great finale episode because we've got another Bela Lugosi classic lined up for tonight, 1940s The Devil Bat. So just the title alone, it speaks for itself. You'll see why, but Bela Lugosi does all the things that we know and love, delivering, scenery chewing monologues and, just relishing in being a mad scientist who's seeking revenge.
Now, we've watched a lot of Lugosi flicks by this point.
Right.
Is there a reason why you picked this one for the finale?
Yeah, I would say that I have probably seen this one the most out of the Poverty Row movies that Lugosi did during his heyday, once he was an established horror star. There's maybe a couple others I've seen. There's maybe two others that I've seen more than this one, but this is like in the top 3, and I've always liked it. It's cheesy, it's fun, it's short. It's not. There's plenty of bodies. Let's just say that. It's not short on action. These Poverty Row movies just cut right to the plot. There is absolutely no development whatsoever. Besides, of course, a bunch of text at the beginning that we're going to have to read, which is,
What is this, Phantom Creeps?
Pretty much. We just wrapped that up. Thought we'd get away from Bela Lugosi, mad scientist, and opening crawls, and here we have a whole forward we've got to read before we can get into this movie. It's that's probably more the director's fault, if anything. I'm not a big fan of tonight's director, and I'll talk more about that later. It's just,
Oh,
you'll
hear all I have to say about
he's not
this
a bad guy. It's just some of his movies that I'm just not a big fan of them, and they should be good, but they're not good. And I don't know if it's all necessarily his fault, but you got to think if maybe
you're the captain on the ship.
Yeah, if you didn't. Well, yeah, and so tonight's movie, I got a whole fact sheet lined up, a whole sheet of facts lined up to parse out over tonight's film.
Right out of the fax machine.
Right out of fresh off the presses of the fax machine comes my weekly fact sheet. Yeah, And so no, I'm not gonna. I'm afraid I'm just gonna start launching into everything. Can't give it.
Like for instance, did you know?
I did. I wanted to just start going. I just have so much great stuff for tonight. Tonight's again. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's not. It doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a reason that we watched a Bugs Bunny cartoon tonight, which will become more apparent later. There's a whole. I mean. We're having fun here tonight. Having fun, like always, but a little extra fun since tonight's the finale. So
sounds like we got a good one.
We got a good one. We're spinning it with Lugosi. And as I feel like I've said it a billion times now. Anytime we're hanging out with Lugosi, it's,
Never pass up an opportunity to spend a night with Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, which I know that, however that might sound. We've spent a lot of nights with Lugosi now. And, hey, we're... we are just we're chomping at the bit for this, this latest.
I have my bit right here, and I'm chomping at it.
I don't know if you can hear that. Adam Fresh is a silent chomper, and so you may not hear it, but he is chomping away over there. I assure you, at his bit. And as we all are, you can't see it under here. I am actually tearing at the bit under the table right now. I'm doing it discreetly. You can't see my arms moving, but my wrists are just, I'm not even gonna finish that thought. So no, we're very excited, as you can tell. Very excited for tonight's episode. I'm also very excited for tonight's drink. Evan searches the corners of the cocktail universe for something that matches with each week's movie in a little segment which we call...
What were you drinking?
What were you drinking? What were you drinking?
Were you drinking?
What were you drinking?
Tonight we are drinking the White Bat.
Ooh.
Watching the Devil Bat, we're drinking the White Bat.
Beep, 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 beep.
And
I don't know what noises bats make, but
I don't usually cite my sources. Maybe I should be. This one is coming to us courtesy of, I guess...
Liquor.com.
Liquor.com.
Yes, I cited it on the Instagram post.
Good,
I
okay.
put via liquor.com. So we give credit.
Where credit is due. So thanks, Liquor.com. This is a really interesting drink. It is made with white rum, Kahlua, cola, whole milk, which we're using half and half, and a mint garnish.
Oh, that's fresh. You should have just said it. I love that.
So,
liquor. I'm not even gonna finish it.
So, if you caught that, you caught the ingredients there. What this really is it's a White Russian and a rum and coke kinda just poured into one glass. So we've got I'm expecting a kind of like a Coke float.
Ah, okay.
We've got the the dairy, and we've got the Coke, and a little bit of mint. So this is, I'm gonna give it a little stir because they've been sitting for a minute.
Yeah, they have been sitting under the hot lights for
under the heat lamp.
A little bit of time
here in the studio.
Ice for taste.
Ice to taste.
Ice to taste. Yes.
Right. Don't forget.
Ice to taste. Yeah. I don't know. Evan and I were talking about this the other night, but this literally is a combination of my two favorite cocktails. I am always down for a White Russian, and of course, rum and coke is, that's my tropical drink.
And for anyone who has been sticking around for a little while and saw the season 1 finale, will remember that we ended that season with the White Russians, so maybe we've got a little bit of a tradition.
Well, not only did we end it with a White Russian, but we also we're watching another Bela Lugosi movie, White Zombie.
That's true.
You know, I don't know if we'll always end the seasons with a Lugosi movie. I mean, certainly it seems like we've started a pattern. I don't believe I have next season ending with a Lugosi movie, but the lineup can change. I have the power, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Power is at your fingertips,
Power
Garrett.
literally is at my fingertips, but
we are not beholden to anybody.
No, I am not, and so I will probably
This
not
is
do it just to
independent. This is pirate radio.
just to prove a point, just to show you that I can do whatever. All right. Without further ado,
without further ado, to season 2.
To season 2, to the team,
team.
to the viewers.
Of course.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Blink.
Ooh. That is really smooth.
Yeah.
That's the first word that came to mind with smooth.
Very smooth.
The cola
It
does
comes
something
through, but
good.
It's not overpowering.
No, it's like a softness.
Yeah.
It's like a...
It's a soft drink.
Well, Well, yes, it is,
damn it.
Fresh. Yes, it is.
It's a soft drink.
That makes sense. That tracks, I believe. Hold on, I gotta take another sip.
It's really good. I'm getting all the flavors in there, even the mint kind of.
I think that there's something about it being made with rum as opposed to vodka. I feel like with rum, you kind of expect a sting. I always feel like a sting, or with vodka.
Right.
But with rum,
it's a little bit smoother.
It's way smoother.
Yeah.
I really like this.
I think we've got a winner.
This might be in one. If we need to kind of have a running list of what our favorite cocktails are, because this would certainly
The tier list.
Yeah,
we need a tier list because we've at this point I don't think we've had quite 20. We have like 18 or 19 cocktails that we have paired with our movies, and some have been awful. Most have been pretty good. I don't think I think very rarely have they been awful, but certainly with the week that Evan was out and I made my bucket of blood, it was not very good. But this is good. This is like, again, it seems like it's like kind of like a Frankenstein drink.
Yeah.
You're just putting two things together that you would never think, oh, this is good. But again, I think there's something about taking out the vodka and putting in the rum is really good.
It works. Yeah, when
worlds collide.
Before we go on, should we take a second and maybe remember cocktails of weeks past from season 2?
Certainly we can. And I had my again, if you go on our Instagram at Screamstream Show, I have all the cocktails have been posted, and I was looking at that earlier to kind of see if I could make a determination. And I mean, are we talking season 2, or are we talking out of the 2 seasons that we've done so far? I don't think I have most of them written down, but maybe just the ones that we can even remember. Well, of course. Okay. So the one that I saw earlier that I was like, I really liked it. The Invisibile?
Yeah.
Or no,
was good.
Invisibile, because it's Italian.
Right. It's Italian.
That was really good. I really liked that. Let's see.
What was in the Sea Monster?
The Sea Monster was spiced rum, grapefruit juice, ginger beer, and grenadine. Oh, but you didn't get grapefruit juice.
Right,
You got...
we made the wrong thing.
What did you get again?
Cranberry juice.
No. Wait. Was that cranberry juice, or was that when you got some kind of berry... There was something you got... Oh, it was like passion fruit juice, and you got... some berry
guava.
Guava. That's what it was. Guava.
That was a different one, but that was a pretty good one too, I thought.
Yeah, I did like that one.
The Sea Monster was still pretty good. That was the one that had the ginger beer.
Right. Yeah, I like that one. I did. Yeah, that was right. Cranberry juice. We did. I did put up a little bit of a stink about that one, didn't I?
We had the mousetrap, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah. I did really like that. It was like a nice citrusy drink.
We had the week where we just kind of threw caution to the wind with the Monster Meister.
Yeah, that was really weird. Wasn't that a weird?
It was a weird drink.
Weird drink.
So there was Jaeger, Monster, and mango rum.
It had a weird effect. I didn't know what to expect, and it was not what I expected.
Yeah, that's a rare occasion. That's a once in a blue moon kind of drink.
Yeah, I think so.
We were in the third act of the movie that week, and my heart was just.
It was a lot. It was definitely a lot, without a doubt. I didn't think that was the Dementia 13 the Mind Eraser. Was that the one that was iced to taste? Was that this season? I felt like that was this
Dementia
season.
13 was our season 2 opener, wasn't it?
Well, no, that was our season 2 opener. But was Ice to Taste? This was season 2, right?
I think that might have been Invisibile.
Yep, you're right.
The Mind Eraser was.
Yep, it says
Kahlua
ice
vodka
cubes. Yep,
and
you're
club
100%
soda,
right. Yes.
Which I thought that one was okay.
The Mind Eraser.
The Mind Eraser.
Yeah, club soda. Again, this is a better tonight's drink is a better variation on the White Russian, I think. Because that other one, the Mind Eraser, is kind of, what is it? Vodka, coffee, liqueur. So that's
club
your
soda. So it's like a Black Russian plus club soda, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I mean, we've had a couple White Russian variations now. I mean, I don't remember. Maybe the White Zombie, that was just a straight up White Russian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had COVID. Evan
Right.
couldn't be here. We were
just kind of scrambling a little bit, and it seemed right. So, but
what were you drinking in review? That's that's our roundup of the season 2. What were you drinking?
Yeah,
Cocktails.
some of them pretty good. Some of them maybe not.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, it's
We've
been
had some
really
good ones
fun.
this season.
Getting to. I mean, every week has felt like it's a switch up. We're really okay if we've done something citrusy one week, the next week we're going a little, swinging in another direction. It's been, it's been fun, and again, like tonight's drink, like the White
Smooth,
Bat
fun.
with the Devil Bat, it's a perfect, It just ends up being a perfect combination. I guess we're about to find out when we actually start tonight's movie, The Devil Bat.
Right, I hope it'll be a good combination.
I think it will. I think tonight, as I was saying to Evan, tonight's drink is definitely it's going to be a 2-drink night tonight with tonight's drink.
Okay, everybody at home, it's a 2-drink minimum.
Yep.
And
so
tip your bartender.
Yes, please. Here you go, Evan.
Oh, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, no, it is fucking delicious.
You want a tip? Don't quit your day job.
Ha 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 ha! Gotcha, bitches. That's actually a good tip.
Good one, Evan.
Take that tip. Yeah, we have to slow down before I drink it all. It is very good. Yeah, so tonight's drink, very good. Great way to end off a season with a nice, smooth White Russian variant. So, tonight's film, The Devil Bat, is, again, 1940, Bela Lugosi, Poverty Row. It's not from the same studios that did the other movies of his that we watched, like Invisible Ghosts, which we watched earlier this season. Those were by a studio called Monogram, and this was before he started doing those 9 movies. He did this first. This comes, this was kind of a turning point for Lugosi, and so we'll get into it.
Is this the first time we've seen this director?
Yes, and tonight's director, his name is Gene Yarborough, and I mean, it's just, he doesn't have the flair of the guy who did Invisible Ghost, Joseph H. Lewis. He doesn't quite know how to use Lugosi in the same way.
Well,
he's
out
fine.
Of all of the Poverty Row films we've seen, that one definitely stood out. So
yeah, and I think
we can't expect them all to be.
This is pretty much on par. Again, I first saw this when I was 13 or 14 years old, as part of some public domain DVD set, and for what it was, I was like, okay, Bela Lugosi, batshit, all right, this is cool. Like, it was fun.
He is kind of batshit.
How many times are we allowed to say batshit tonight?
Let's, as many as possible. I don't think we can overuse the word batshit tonight. The whole movie is batshit. Lugosi plays this batshit mad scientist who goes batshit on the entire
We're
town.
We're gonna need a batshit master cut after tonight's episode.
And to be honest, if there really was such a thing as a devil bat, I can only imagine how much bat shit and how disgusting it would be. It would be dropping everywhere. So much. Well, and I don't think you can overuse the word guano either. I think guano is just as fair game as bat shit.
This bat is a menace. It's a menace to society.
It is a menace. Well, man, just wait. This delinquent bat is going around causing all kinds of trouble, and Lugosi's just the puppet master pulling the strings as he does. So it's fun. It is a really fun movie. So I'm very excited to get into it. Let's see. Anything before we get started, boys? And then I think, Fresh, if you have it queued up.
I do.
All right. Then, without further ado, tonight's Season 2 finale movie, The Devil Bat. Here we go. Ah! Already scared. That bat.
Oh my God!
That
it's
bat
right
in the
there!
corner just scared the shit out of me. Look at its beady little eyes.
My God.
Its little face. I don't know if it makes it more or less scary.
That's a good point. It's a fine line.
It looks like it's this bat's first day on the job, and he's like a young,
He is.
fresh-faced, right out of bat school. He's just trying to make a good impression. He's just trying to scare everybody.
Right. He's only doing little bat shits. He can't do the big devil bat shits yet. He's still got to work his way up to the top.
There he is, Mr. John Yarbrough.
No, he's really not bad. Okay, here we go. All Heathville loved Paul Carruthers, the kindly village doctor. No one suspected that in his home laboratory in a hillside overlooking the magnificent estate of Martin Heath, the doctor found time to conduct certain private experiments. Weird, terrifying experiments. And then we just jump right into it.
Its experiments are terrifying.
This is just Phantom Creeps again.
I love the castle wall, but then there's like an office window.
Right, exactly. It's like I love the blinds that you have. Those
nice
pull
blinds in your castle.
Yep.
just like a normal bay window.
Pretty much. It's like they basically just had a fixture on set. We're like, okay, just use it. It's just gonna make it look a little more atmospheric. Come on.
Oh my God, this really is just Phantom Creeps again.
Pretty much false bookcases, crazy lab. All the
There's
secret
the second
passages.
secret door.
Yep.
See, so when you get into the first one, you think that you're in there, but you have a second secret door to find.
And there it
A
is.
third one.
It's classic Dark Souls.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh,
There it
there's
is.
a bunch of bats.
A whole bunch. But that is the devil bat.
Theory of glandular stimulation through electrical impulses was correct. A few days ago, you were as small as your companion. And now look at you.
Okay.
It's real. It's a real bat. This is Jaws before Jaws. They intercut the real animal footage with the mechanical animal footage, and thus you get the illusion of a real, giant, crazed animal.
This bat looks a little stiff.
Just only slightly. Only slightly.
He's just scared. He's just scared.
He's just a little anxious. He's got stage fright.
Oh, just wait! I totally forgot. Like this shit's about to get ridiculous. You think this
it's
bat
gonna get ridiculous?
Yeah, you think this bat looks ridiculous now? Just wait until he does his little experiment here.
Oh, this is just Morbius.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he is doing,
Except he doesn't have a bloodborne disease.
Well, it's funny that you mention that because I think we made Morbius jokes during The Mad Monster, which we watched earlier this season, because that dude was doing like experiments with the wolf and putting the blood of a wolf into a man, and it turned into a wolf man.
I gotta put the goggles on.
Don't want my retinas burned by this.
By the science machine.
But yeah,
there's a lot of
by the flux
set
capacitor rays.
They're clear. It's not so clear.
For a poverty room movie, though, look at all this
I
stuff.
would imagine that these machines were made by the same guy who did the Frankenstein machines. His name's Kenneth Strickfaden. Those look like the Frankenstein machines. He did most of that work. A lot of Tesla coils, he was the go-to guy. And his equipment got used, all the way through like movies like Young Frankenstein and all kinds of stuff. It's not enough. We need more. I need to crank it up to 11.
More juice. It moved
a little bit of movement there.
Looks a little bigger.
Looking way bigger. Ah! Giant bloated bat. It looks like a fucking tick.
It's full of electricity.
It got big because it's so full of electricity.
It's just like a modified Pikachu with wings. That's what it is. Oh my fucking god.
Is it a bigger prop or is that just
it's
perspective?
a way bigger prop,
Okay.
dude. Did you see when he brought it in there? Same bat footage, same bat channel.
They literally just keep cutting to the same 2-second clip of the bat.
Goddamn door didn't even close. I love it in these movies when somebody closes a door and then it just immediately just opens back up.
Doesn't latch.
At least they were able to pan away from it.
What kind of lab is this?
It's my home lab.
Henry Maud and I are having a little get-together at my home tonight. We want you to come.
Why, that's nice of you, and I appreciate it. But I'm very busy working on a formula for a new shaving lotion.
Oh, Doc.
So he's a
This is
cosmetics
my daughter's
scientist. That's what he
idea. You'll be
does.
Don't show up.
It's just what a
Don't take no for an answer.
weird role for
He's the kindly village doctor, but he's a cosmetic scientist.
Yes.
Going to announce her engagement to that
Those
young
two
guy
guys
in the
own
castle.
with a castle. He has no money. They're not paying him enough, but he has his own castle.
To present him with this bonus check. $5,000.
Hey, big money back then, man.
Yeah, 1940.
Yep.
$500.
$5,000. It's got to be worth a couple. Like, it's gonna be at least.
What do you guys think? Do you guys want to guess?
50,000 maybe.
Okay. Fresh, do you have a guess?
$5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
You have not forgotten.
I would say $100,000 today.
Okay.
Strange oriental fragrance, even while you sleep. Just as you did before I made you big and strong.
Hang on.
Lugosi has mastered the sinister chuckle at this point.
Oh my god, I just looked it up. Holy shit.
$100,000 pretty much.
Wow, very nice. Fresh. Very good, Fresh. And you get tonight's
I'm an
grand
inflation
prize. Tonight's grand prize.
Fresh, tell us how we stop it. How do we stop the inflation?
Well, Doc's late.
Well, you'd have to have the government print money, but, you know, that's not gonna happen.
So if you guys missed that, they basically established that the shaving lotion is like that the bat hates it, and that the bat will kill anybody that it hates the scent in the lotion, and the bat will kill anybody that's wearing it.
So this is like when doctors will
Oh, he's allergic.
spider on people, or he puts the little disc on people.
Exactly.
I want to caution both of you.
Not to say a word about the check.
Until you're ready to spring it on it. Your father will make the presentation, Mary.
Why don't you unveil it, like a statue? Then we could all be in on it.
You know, I think it'd be a better idea to put it in a bottle and launch him with it.
You must have gotten that idea out of a bottle.
Ha ha ha! What the hell?
Oh, what a shame.
Well, he just got busy with his new formula and forgot all about us.
You forget the
This-
formula
the
if you
sitting
knew
room
about that
looks a little
$5,000
familiar.
check.
Oh, surely we've seen it
No, I
before.
wouldn't do that. He doesn't like visitors when he's experimenting.
Well, Roy can take the check up to him.
Sure, I'll take it.
Shall I make the doc a speech when I give it to him?
Hey, lady, get your feet off the couch.
Son,
Yeah,
tell the
you're
doctor
gonna
Are
get
you
dirt on
six?
it.
can't be with us. But of course
We don't-
Yeah, get your shoes off the couch.
We took the plastic off just because the doc was coming over.
We just took the plastic off, Linda. What are you doing?
Just a minute, Roy, and I'll be with you. That's it, all right.
Now, what can I do for you? We were all sorry you couldn't be there tonight.
Yes, but you see, I'm busy. Something important.
The slow zoom out
Yes,
there
of course.
felt
Mr. Morton and
hilarious
Dad
to
have
me.
planned a little surprise for you.
Completely unmotivated.
Well, he said, "I'll be right with you," and it zooms out, and he's standing
what
right
it is.
behind him, or he's standing beside him. Even he's like kind of looking at him.
Just let me finish.
Just screwing the lid on a... screwing the lid on a fucking container.
A bonus. Well, it's awfully nice of you, Father, Mr. Morton. I will thank them personally tomorrow.
I'll tell them, Doctor.
Well, aren't you curious about my new formula?
Yes, of course, only I didn't want to be inquisitive.
Formula?
A new shaving lotion.
My formula?
Formula.
Pretty strong, isn't it?
No. The scent evaporates a short time after you've used it.
Yeah, just like Axe, right? Sure.
Now rub it on the tender
That's
part
what
of
this
your
is. Look out, if there's a devil bat around, you better not be wearing Axe body spray. See, a
The
better
eyes,
director
it's so...
would do that in a close-up, though,
Right,
instead
yeah.
of this standard two-shot coverage. Ugh.
Oh, it's still in the
Yeah, that could have been a lot better.
I want
But
to find
Lugosi
out
gave
from
it
several people first to see
what he
His
does,
eyes
dude.
flashed,
Like to
dude.
send me a bottle
Yeah,
of
he's
your
It's so subtle.
it's great.
Good night, Doctor.
Goodbye, Roy.
Huh, I wonder what's gonna happen to him.
And Roy's like, well, okay, bye.
And he's out.
Duh.
In more ways than one.
Lovely check, isn't it, Doctor? They are wealthy. Because of you. You made them rich, Doctor. It was your formula. Tonight they gave you $5,000 and wanted you to come down to their house and thank them for it. That was your money they gave you, like a bone tossed to a faithful dog.
Dun 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 dun.
He's so good at playing vengeful. Yeah, look at those blinds, man. Look at that. He's got a nice pull drawn shades and.
You should be very grateful, Doctor. Very grateful.
This is also just storage.
They
Look.
are rich and
Pretty
happy,
much.
thanks to you. And what have you got, Doctor?
All I have is $100,000.
Yeah. They didn't. But he wants $1 million.
I think it defeats the purpose of the secret passageway when you leave every door open.
Yeah. Well, if your doors don't actually close.
You have work to do.
Oh, yeah, true.
Do you guys remember the episode of SpongeBob with the butterfly?
No.
It keeps cutting in on the close-up.
I don't think I do.
The butterfly's like face.
Oh yeah, like live action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I love it when they do stuff like that. Yeah, it is a weird effect to see here for sure. I don't know. It's the first time that something like this has been done, but. See, I don't know what that black was about.
This man is drunk. It can't walk.
Giant bat.
Allows her engagement.
Look, darling, I've loved you a long time, ever since we were kids. But I'm afraid it's been more like a sister.
Ooh.
I had no idea you felt that way.
Cold-blooded.
This was not shot in Alabama.
Nope, definitely not.
Look at that car.
It's
like a Jake Gatsby car.
Oh shit.
That bat just tackled that man to death.
He was in a defensive position too, and he just bam, down, dead. In a matter of seconds.
There's nothing I can do.
You mean he's dead?
Yes, I better call the coroner.
You think it's murder?
I don't know. I never saw anything like it before.
Yeah.
He's severed.
Oof. That's like a classic thing for monsters and horror movies to do in these old movies, is to sever the jugular vein. It's what the Wolfman did. Severed
That's
the
how
jugular
you keep
vein.
your victim from juggling.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
The juggler's vein.
Send Johnny Layton in here.
The ICP vein.
Well, what have I done now? Who wants me fired this time?
Nobody yet, but it's still early. This came in from
So
Heathville. It's a
if
mystery
this
killing.
man in the chair's voice sounds familiar,
Say, have you ever had a date with a girl?
A girl?
it's because
Girl. I believe
that's
I did take a girl
Arthur
once.
Q. Bryan, the voice of
Sweet?
Elmer Fudd.
Of course she smells sweet. Most girls
Yes.
Well, that's because of Martin Heath Cosmetics Limited. They make all that goo that the women put
Oh,
on their
so they
faces.
modeled his new character after like.
Yeah, when they made Elmer Fudd fat, they said let's make him more like Arthur Q. Bryan. That'll be funnier.
The coroner's holding an inquest. Find out who really killed old man Heath's son.
Okay, McGilly, I'm on my way.
And this guy, the hero, Dave O'Brien, he was in a lot of Poverty Row stuff. One of the most famous things most people would probably know him from is Reefer Madness, where he plays like the worst character in the movie. He's the one who's like wild-eyed after smoking a joint. It's great.
Hi, Chief. Howdy. Say, we're down here to
Can't handle his shit.
But we didn't get much information at the coroner's
This
inquest.
fucking was killing people the whole time.
Right, because it was so potent.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm always glad to cooperate with the newspapers, providing they cooperate with me.
That's the policy of our paper.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't got very far with this thing myself. Oh,
Classic
might interest
law
you. It's a
enforcement stance.
Picture of the victim's wounds. You'll be able to see it better with this glass.
We're taking our time up. Does he have a question mark on his tie? This is how you know I'm a reporter. I'm gonna ask all the tough questions.
He's fucking Matthew. He's Matthew Lesko now.
the question mark suit guy. God, how old are we? I don't even
free money
remember.
from the government guy.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you what those commercials were about. I just remember the guy in the question mark tuxedo.
Dude, so I looked into it. It's a book on how to sign up for like welfare. Because it's literally just a bunch of like just social programs you can sign up for and get money.
Did you know the government will give you money?
Well,
welfare.
Since you're going to work with me on this case, there is a very weird one. The autopsy surgeon says that such wounds
The
could have been
autopsy
made by the
surgeon.
beak and talons of a bird.
A bird? Why, there aren't any birds around here big enough to attack a man.
How about an eagle?
We know it wasn't a bird.
How about an eagle?
Because we found several hairs on
Ah!
the
Was that Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, right.
I love that they just ignored him.
If this was a movie full of cartoon actors, it's so funny when people who are cartoon actors show up in like real movies.
Well, who ever heard of a mouse big enough to kill a man?
Say, a bat has hair like a mouse.
The fucking question mark suit is killing me.
It's really
I
distracting.
never noticed that before. That is ridiculous.
But they were so faint and elusive.
Excuse me, I'll be asking the questions here. See the tie?
That's how you know.
Destroyed by evaporation.
Say, Chief, do you mind if I...
The guy in the bow tie just makes statements.
Certainly not. Go ahead.
Pretty much.
Does he have dots on his?
Comic
Those
relief.
periods. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of dots.
Can you arrange it?
I think I can.
Well, Dr. Crothers refused to let her speak to us. We tried that this morning at the inquest.
Well, don't you worry about Dr. Carruthers. He's one of the finest men in
It feels like a couple of flying circus characters. The man who speaks only in questions and the man who speaks only in statements.
Thanks, Chief. I'll keep it up. All right.
Come and see this amazing dynamic duo. Oh, I didn't know this was a cliffside manor.
I know. Everybody in the village liked Roy.
Well, what did he do at the factory?
He had charge of the experimental department where the new products are developed. Oh, here comes Dr. Crothers.
I was just about to
It's
say.
like one of those tables you sit at and have a conversation after you get really drunk.
Yep.
You met Dr. Crothers at the inquest this morning.
You're hanging
The
out
3 a.m. table on someone's
you're-
back porch.
You're hanging out on your friend's patio.
Sit in the most uncomfortable chairs, like.
Having the time of your life.
Yep.
dwelling too much of the tragedy.
Of course. You were quite right.
We're working on the case for the police now.
Yes, I understand. Chief Wilkins phoned me. And if I can be of any assistance, just call on me.
Thanks.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Shall I serve, mademoiselle?
No, Maxine, I'll do it. You may go.
Oui, mademoiselle.
French maid.
Sugar, Mr. McGuire.
Huh?
This
This
guy.
In fact, I don't even take tea.
Yep. Immediately take it.
He's like, huh, what?
He's basically, you know, he's looking at her like she's the
Think of Dr. Crothers'
she's
theory
the
about wild animals,
Frankly, I
maid
don't
in
think that's
Clue.
I can't say that I blame you.
He said he's gonna go dig up a clue.
Take many things
Nah.
into consideration. A layman might overlook.
What is this?
For instance,
This is
jagged nature of the
45 years
the
beforehand.
rapidity with which the murderer escaped.
Haha, Clue reference. 45 years before the movie was even made.
How old is the
There's bound to be a lot of noise.
Oh god, I don't know, very old.
Heath
I
testified
think.
there was no sound of a struggle.
No. Only those awful screams.
It's very puzzling, very mystifying.
Very puzzling.
Doctor, when you last saw Roy, did he seem worried or nervous or moody?
No, not at all. On the contrary, he was in the best of spirits.
Well, I've got to get back to the village now and follow my story. You'll excuse me?
Oh, he rests his hat on the footrest thing under the table.
Nice.
Slick.
I'd like to spend some time.
Gotta have
with you.
space on the
Good way to
table.
get your hat stepped
Goodbye,
on.
Mr. Heath. Goodbye, Doctor.
A little more chiffon, baby.
I do not understand.
Oh,
Oh, you know what I mean. A little more of your stocking.
Oh, I don't know.
Sure, I like him. Who wouldn't? Now hold nice and still, because this is going to take...
You want to be a star, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much, essentially.
Well, if you're going to shoot, shoot.
Right away, Johnny. I was just trying to get the focus. I got it. And not bad, either. I'll be back in a minute, Frenchie. And don't worry none about those werewolves, because nothing's going
Oh, we're
on
coming up on break.
I'm around here.
You
Yes,
make
thank
Maxine
you,
feel
sir.
So calm. My big, brave journalist.
That's it.
All right, that's going to take us to the first break. So, we've had one
body.
murder so far.
It seems like they're teeing up this maid to get axed next.
You think so?
I think
Evan's...
she's up to bat.
Evan pegs the maid to be next.
Hey, phrasing.
Think about that. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Adam, you got any bets on the next victim?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the horn dog.
The
that
horn
gets
dog.
axed next.
Yeah, that's. I think he'll be after the maid.
Well, let me tell you, the bodies will continue. They will be piling up in the second act. I can assure you.
We've got a forecast of
a forecast of deaths,
scattered bodies.
Yeah, pretty much littering bodies all over the place. This devil bat is laying waste to the tiny town of Heathville. Should be a lot of fun. But you know, I mean, it's so far. I mean, I would say it's been fun. It's been corny. It's been cheesy, but
it's light,
fun. Yeah, right. I mean, you know, Lugosi, mad scientist, getting his revenge. This is a standard Lugosi plot, like that basically started. Like this is Lugosi's mid-career resurgence. Like it started just the year before he did Son of Frankenstein at Universal, where he played Igor. And he's, you know, he got all kinds of praise for that. And then he did Phantom Creeps, which we just finished watching. And if you haven't seen it, go check out our Phantom Creep. We got a whole Phantom Creeps playlist that you can watch on YouTube. And so that was like a big deal for Lugosi, is that, you know, there had been like basically a horror. There had been a moratorium on horror for like 2 years, from like 36 to 38. Like studios had voluntarily decided to not really produce horror movies.
Guys, this is getting too scary.
Yeah, that's essentially what they said. Like Lugosi did this movie called The Raven in 36, where he's basically playing a similar kind of character. He's a mad doctor who is trying to get his revenge on people, and so you know he. Again,
have we seen a trailer for something called The Raven?
We had, well, yeah, and it wasn't an actual trailer. It was a trailer that somebody made in the style of those old trailers, and that was right before this horror moratorium. And so that movie was considered, especially in Britain, to be especially gruesome, and it's not. But Lugosi's character is fucked up in that movie. I will say that he's he's paired up with Karloff, and Karloff gets a sympathetic role, and Lugosi is a sadist. And so when Lugosi came back for his mid-career resurgence, he wasn't really getting leading man roles at studios anymore. He was playing supporting roles. And Poverty Row movies were his only real opportunity during this time to play the lead. And this movie, tonight's movie, The Devil Bat, was really one of the first. And it kind of established the formula for all these Poverty Row Lugosi movies, especially the ones from Monogram that would come after. So tonight's film really set the precedent for Lugosi's mid-career movies. And, you know, he does a great job. We've already seen some great, you know, again, it's all relative, right? But it's fun acting at the very least.
Lugosi.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just the eyes and the weird speech delivery because he's, really, I mean, I don't even know. Like, you got to think 10 years before this, he really did not know English very well, and yet he was acting in, he had some time on stage to start to pick up English. He was learning phonetically through, like, the scripts that he was having to, like, when he was doing Dracula on stage in the 20s. And then when he did the movie Dracula, he was getting there. And so Lugosi just, he had a tough career. He had a lot stacked up against him, but he still delivers great performances. And, time and again, that's what you can say. He is reliable. So the two trailers that we're going to see for the break. The first one is from a Lugosi movie that he did at Universal called Black Friday. We have seen this trailer, I think, on the minisodes. It is, again, this is, like I said, at the studios, Lugosi was playing supporting roles. So in Black Friday, he plays a gangster, and he's not even the, like, second lead. He's like the third, and it's terrible. Like, he was supposed
gangster number 3.
It was like a whole thing. He was supposed to play one of the two leads with Karloff, and then Lugosi got shoved out because Karloff wanted to switch roles, and the studio didn't think that Lugosi, I don't know, they didn't want him to play the sympathetic role, so they put him in the gangster role, which made no sense. But, the trailer very much focuses on Lugosi and a publicity stunt that Universal did with him being hypnotized. So I think you guys have probably seen that before. And then the other trailer is for a musical comedy horror film that he did the same year, 1940. It's a movie called You'll Find Out. And it also has Boris Karloff and Peter Lorre, we were talking about Peter Lorre on the minisodes this past week with Sylarn. Peter Lorre was another one of these horror actors, but it's a musical with this guy named Kay Kaiser, who's like a big band leader and like comedian. It's annoying. I don't like this movie. I don't like You'll Find Out, but just to get a sense of like what Lugosi was doing at the studios at the time, and then what he was doing for these Poverty Row studios. There's a clear difference. So we're going to see these two trailers, and when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting middle of The Devil Bat. We'll be right back.
Recently, newspapers and magazines everywhere carried an amazing story. Reporters saw Dr. Manly Hall hypnotize actor Lugosi to give reality to a scene in Black Friday. Horror-struck, they witnessed the hypnotized actor's mortal agony as Lugosi actually experienced the terror of suffocating to death in a closet.
Let me out, please! I'm suffocating!
The sinister hand of science dares a new and dangerous experiment. Into the body of a gentle scholar is grafted the brain of a criminal, and a new and deadly monster is born to ravage an unsuspecting world.
Been shot? Yeah. Fix it up, will you?
How'd you get it?
The coppers shot me. It's only a scratch.
How'd you get it?
Well, don't ride me. It's your fault anyway.
Mine?
Yeah.
We'll take that box.
Go ahead and shoot. You want to dive 200 feet for it?
Keep him covered.
You're sneaking out on him.
What do you
Yes,
mean?
you do.
Dad!
Stop it.
Quick!
Will you please turn off that radio?
Why, lady, that's Kay Kaiser.
Students! Charlie Mason, Jenny Sims, Harry Babbitt, Ishka Bibble, and all the gang. something terrible going on in this house. Somebody's trying to murder Janice Bellacrest.
Murder?
Admitted you fooled me for a spell, but just like the farmer told the well, I dug ya ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling.
I'm the bad humor man.
Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling.
With a frown on my pen.
Now Ginny will bring you something she'd like to sing you.
I'd know you anywhere. I'd know that grin. I'd know you anywhere when you walked in. Oh, you got me this way, say. Now that I'm in a stew about it, what am I gonna do about it? I'm just gonna stay. Crazy for you.
And we are back. So those were the trailers for Black Friday, and you'll find out.
Will we find out?
No, we won't find out. That's not public domain, thankfully.
Sorry, we're not gonna find out.
No, we're not. I don't want to. I've seen it once. I don't really want to see it again. It's
Can we just watch it?
I'd like to make my own judgment about it.
Yeah, right. I can go ahead and tell you, it's one of those movies where it you know, Karloff and Lugosi and Peter Lorre are completely underused. Kay Kaiser and his band are annoying. I fast forward through the musical sequences. I don't like them at all. I'd not say that I don't like musicals. I just, don't like shitty, like, that's the thing. I don't think people realize how many musicals Hollywood made back in the day. And so many of them were terrible. And, just like very of the moment. And that certainly is.
So in that movie, is the musical part of it just like it's a movie, and then Kay Kaiser and his band like they sing a song, and then you go back to the movie? Or
yeah, pretty much. Like they're like
that's kind of what it seemed like.
Yeah, it's like they're at this mansion where Karloff and Lugosi and Lorre are kind of prowling around, and every once in a while they'll do a musical performance for the people around there who aren't ghoulish. And it's just, I don't care for that. Like there's some
commercial break.
Like there's some Abbott Costello movies that like have musical numbers, like horror, Abbott Costello Meet Whatever Monster, and then there's some 3-minute musical number. I'm like, okay, fast forward. Like, no offense to people who like those musical numbers. I'm just like, I came for the horror. I came for horror and maybe some comedy, because you're not gonna enjoy horror without also enjoying the some. You gotta enjoy some comedy relief. So I can enjoy both, but when it comes to a musical, you gotta be doing it right. Like Rocky Horror Picture Show, I like that. That's fun. You'll find out. Boo. Give me a movie with just Lugosi, Karloff, and Bela Lugosi. Why does Kay Kaiser have to fucking ruin everything?
What do you think about Lorre? We haven't really seen any of him.
We haven't, and we won't see. I don't think we'll see any horror movies with him. Like, we could see some mysteries with him. Again, if we were to watch Mr. Moto's, one of the Mr. Moto movies, again, he's not Japanese. He's not Asian. He's German. So, it's like Fresh just pointed out. You just have to put a yikes over the whole movie because it's yellow face the whole time, basically. But, I'll dig a little deeper and see if there's some good Peter Lorre. I mean, I don't know. M has always been kind of disputed. Is it in the public domain or not? But M is like, M isn't
One way to find out.
M isn't necessarily a horror movie, but it's frightening. Like the beginning of it, like because Peter Lorre plays a child murderer, and the way that they like build up his character in the beginning is absolutely terrifying, and it kind of devolves into less like of a kind of horror scary thing and more of like it just gets really, it's German, and it's right before things started popping off in Germany with the Nazis, so it's a little it's just, it gets political by the end, and not in like a Nazi way. Like Fritz Lang, the director, he fled Germany and came to America and made a bunch of movies in Hollywood.
Did any good movies come out of Germany during those years?
Like what? During the war?
Just during
the Nazi, when the Nazis were in control? It just depends on what. I'm not going to say that they're good. I haven't seen them to say. But, I mean, there were some talented filmmakers over there that stayed over there after, like, I think 33 was when the tide really started to turn as far as people leaving and, like, creatives leaving. And so I don't know. I'm not going to say that anything's good because I haven't seen enough, Nazi movies
there may have been,
to make that judgment.
There may have been a few years in history where it was like a very achievable goal to be the best filmmaker in Germany because you're the only one that's left. Everybody else skipped town.
And a lot of them went to Hollywood, and it was Hollywood again, to Hollywood's benefit. And again, you had people like Carl Laemmle, the guy who was president of Universal, who was literally bringing Jewish people to America, like to escape the Nazis. And, there was all kinds of, a lot of Hollywood support for people who were trying to flee Germany. And a lot of artists and creatives got the opportunity to, work over here, and especially in Universal horror movies. And that's why they got the look that they did. And even like a Poverty Row movie, like you don't get the look. Even though the window shades in the castle laboratory are ridiculous, it's them trying to put in some shadows and give some atmosphere. And that's, again, it goes back to German expressionism and this whole idea
the metal blinds, the metal fucking office blinds.
Caligari.
Yep, you just flip it, and I mean, blinds are such a hell. Like, you think about David Lynch and Twin Peaks and this whole plot line about one character trying to make silent like shade runners or some bullshit. Like, if filmmakers want to like go in on blinds, hey, let them give blinds their due, I say.
At least until you get a head injury and you get back to high school.
Yeah, and then you think you're a high school student and you're weirdly like hanging out with high school. Yeah, in love with the teenagers. So it's kind of a weird plot line, but I guess in 1990 it's all right. But that's for the Twin Peaks stream that we're gonna do in a couple years. We're not, what is 100 and something years away from that being public domain. So we'll be preserved until that time, as we've said for other things. We're waiting to be in public domain, and then we'll cover those. But the show is an endless document. As things are in the public domain, we've constantly got more material. So as long as things are in public domain, we're gonna be alive doing this show. Season 2 finale is just the beginning. And that's a warning.
You guys check the Discord. I put a scene that I hope happens in this movie.
Oh God. Oh, what is this? Let's see. My Discord is loading, and it is, oh my God. Yes.
You have to mouse over for it to play.
I'd love to see Lugosi, Lugosi spend 20 minutes trying to get these blinds working until they're just completely broken.
We've all been there.
We have all. It's very relatable. If they wanted a relatable moment, I can tell you we've all struggled trying to open and close those fucking blinds. Like,
it's a writing pro tip. If you want to make your character relatable, just have them struggle with blinds.
Struggle with some blinds. It never fails.
The old blinds trick.
That's a screenwriting tip. That's for free. Tip your bartender. All right. Well, I think, and thank you for the second white bat, Mr. Singh. Delicious. I think we're ready to get into the exciting middle of the Devil Bat. So, Fresh, if you have it queued up.
I'm ready.
All right, then here we go.
This is my idea of nothing at all. Sitting here waiting for an animal to give us an art. Look at that moon. And I had a date with Frenchie.
Oh, stop crabbing. We're supposed to solve a murder. You,
You brave journalist.
Got him. Gotcha, bitch.
There's some decent banter in this movie.
It's a little better. It's a little above what we're used to. I couldn't find info on the screenwriter, but the guy who wrote the story did the screenplays for a bunch of other horror movies in the 40s.
Turning it over to you to be marketed. Here.
A little strong. That'll make the customers think
Just dripping from his hand.
Oh, that feels great. Very soothing.
So much better than, what is this stuff called? Aquavelva? Is that the blue?
The aftershave.
That almost smells good enough to be used as a cologne.
Whoop.
Oh, what's the matter, Doc? Can't you stand your own lotion?
I have a violent dislike for perfumes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd be the same way. You know how it is. You work with something on, and you're just like, I don't want anything to do with
Then it just becomes a job.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, I gotta wash this now. Fucking asshole.
I gotta go to the laundromat. There's no washing machine in the freaking castle.
Yeah, I mean, if he had that shit on him when he goes to do... Well, I guess he's not in the room with the bat. Oh, no, he is.
Yeah.
He would be screwed.
Just immediately attacks him.
Yep, and the movie's over. That's it. Thanks for watching the season 2 finale. It was only a 20-minute movie.
We said it was short.
Yeah, I said it was short. I mean, you gotta, it's swooping. Hey, look, it's that same bush from literally every Poverty Row movie and Universal movie we've seen.
Got the Bush cameo.
What are you doing out here, Miss Heath?
I thought you might want some company. Shall we sit down?
You know,
It's just real
Can we
nice
sit down?
to be
Got
sitting
my-
out
sit
here
down?
Got my
fucking
justice
garden.
dress.
Well, but it's part of my job.
Mine too. Roy was my brother.
Wow, alright.
Be careful, I think it's Tommy.
It is.
How many people are lurking in this bush?
Just hanging out.
Mr. Layton
Thick
wanted to stay in the
bush.
garden for a while, so I joined him.
Don't tell me you're waiting for
Raising my eyebrows, Fresh. Can't see it.
So you don't believe it either?
I certainly do not. It's ridiculous.
Well, somebody or something killed your brother.
And I suppose you're working on the theory that the murderer always returns to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps I am.
Perhaps
Not for me. If you'll take my advice, Mary, you'll leave these gentlemen to their vigil and go to bed. That's what I'm going to do. Good night.
Good night, Tommy.
Gotcha.
I don't think your brother likes my being here.
Oh, you mustn't mind Tommy. We're all terribly upset.
Yeah, the cola in this drink is wild. Like, I like it, but it's...
Yeah, it's very different.
Ah! Oh, he dodged it. That's cool.
Come on.
Does that count as a stunt?
I guess so. Ah!
Bad screaming?
Damn. Yeah, it is.
Why does it sound like
Oh, shit.
what? Wildly firing into the air.
Did I get it? I love his shingle roofed castle, don't you?
I saw it kill Tommy.
with the French windows.
Listen, Johnny, I want you in one shot to come on home, or I'll fire both of you.
Here,
get a picture of the devil bat.
I'll get that wabbit.
Devil bat strikes again.
That wascally
It's
bat.
bat season.
Maybe I better send a wagon with the steel bars and the strong boys with the straitjackets.
Look, Joe, have I ever lied to you?
Plenty of time.
Well, I'm not lying this time. If it ever got out that I cooked up a fake story about a devil bat, I wouldn't be able to get a job on a country weekly.
Have I ever lied to you? Yes. Well, I'm not lying this time.
All right, I'll print it, but I won't believe it until One Shot gets me a picture of that devil bat in action.
Don't worry.
Tabloids over here, man.
You, my friend,
National
are going to get a shot of
Enquirer.
the devil bat in action.
Who, me? How?
Yeah, he's willing to
there's a touch of
publish a
Photoshop in the
story
village?
without even any proof.
Well, you wouldn't suggest that
Pretty
I go out
much.
and stuff a bird, would you?
I saw it. Just trust me, dude. All right.
You have the
You've lied to me, but I guess I can trust you now.
Elmer, I saw a devil bat.
That's how Alex Jones operates, right? All right, I guess this time, sure.
Where is this bird stuffing emporium?
That's how he used to operate.
Yeah, I guess you. Oh, it's a good point. Flying Death Strikes.
Would it say? Would it say the guy's name in the headline?
Yeah, Thomas.
Thomas Heath. Everyone knows who this is.
Yeah, they usually do that.
Villagers cringe and terror of murder.
Cringe moment.
Uh-oh.
Experimental after-shaving lotion.
Don't do it.
It's the 40s, dude. They don't know yet. They're like, fuck it. Sounds good.
Sweet, let's see how this feels.
This ultra-consumerist.
Okay, so that guy, we didn't see much of him, Donald Morton, but he's an actor named Gene O'Donnell, and he'd been in with Karloff in a movie the year before called The Ape, which is an Ape Corps film. And he had a quote about Lugosi in my Poverty Row horror book. He said, Lugosi was a nice guy, but he was on drugs. He was always on drugs. The less he has to say, the happier he was. He didn't like lines, but he was a good actor, and he had a lot of presence. So I don't know if Lugosi was on drugs at the time, but
No.
that's what this guy says. He was always on drugs. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but Lugosi did have substance abuse problems, which...
I mean, what would he have been doing at this time?
Definitely alcohol. I think he was just constantly battling alcoholism, and then he had different addictions to different things to deal with. I think some kind of sciatic nerve, some kind of pain. I mean,
is that why he ended up on opiates?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that was one of the things he was dealing with.
Sherry, are you hurt?
What
Don't-
Hey, what's the idea of breaking up my devil bat?
His like.
I think it hit the bulb.
I'm going to take you to
Oh
jail
no,
or
they
something.
the sheriff has a shotgun. He must.
Oh.
You can't do this to me.
Do it.
They blew his camera up. Hell yeah.
They were trying to shoot the bat.
I'm gonna find out how the devil bat does his killing.
I'm sure McGuire didn't intend doing anything wrong. He's just a little overzealous about his work.
Yeah, with the town in an uproar, and everybody terror-stricken, wondering whether he's going to be the next victim, I don't want any more trouble stirred up, even with an artificial bat.
You'd better get back to the hotel. I want to talk to the chief alone.
Is it all right, Chief?
Yeah, but be careful in the future.
All right. Slap on the
Ever smelled
wrist.
anything like this before?
Well, yes. That's the same stuff that's been on every one of the devil bat's victims. Where'd you get it?
Okay.
From Don Morton's bathroom.
Find out where Morton got it?
Why does he find it in the bathroom?
No, I
What?
arouse suspicion by asking questions till after it's been analyzed.
You think it has any connection with the murders?
That's the way it strikes me, but I can't figure out how.
I'll get the police cameras on it right away.
I'll snoop around, see if I can find out where Morton got it.
Well,
I'd love to know if they actually filmed that death scene and then ended up
I've been
cutting
working
it.
on the theory
Apparently the
of
movie was supposed to be
factory
longer and they
employee
cut some
committing the crime.
scenes out of it. I'd love to know if maybe that was more of a like a graphic death scene, but like
looks like a plot to wipe them all out.
Wish the rest of them
they definitely just skipped ahead.
Skipped right over that one.
Worried about Mary,
Yeah.
aren't you?
But again, if he like opened the window and the bat came in while he was like in bed, that could be either really terrifying or it was just looked really horrible. It was not executed well, so they said, "All right, we'll just cover it in a newspaper article. It'll be fine."
Good night, Chief. Good night, Johnny.
Just do the newspaper montage trick. We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
pretty much
classic movie making. Trials and tribulation. You know, sometimes you just have to staple your movie together just to get it out.
See, I can
Pretty
touch
much.
his picture up so the bat will look like he's got nothing around him but nothing.
Okay, Rembrandt, you win.
Rembrandt.
Good luck.
This is your news commentator, Walter King.
Couldn't imagine
Tonight we're
doing
broadcasting from the little village of
photo
Musings,
editing
where an
back in
alleged
those
devil
days,
bat
man.
has claimed 3 victims during the past 6 weeks. You will note that I say alleged devil bat. That, ladies and gentlemen, is because your correspondent has been very skeptical from the start as to the existence of this horrendous creature.
I say,
I have as my guest in the studio tonight
it's
Professor
bat
Percival
shit.
Garland Rains, perhaps the world's greatest authority on animal life. I'm going to interview Professor Rains on the subject of the devil bat.
He
Our
looks like he's
radio
about to
audience
start
may draw
singing.
its own conclusions. Professor Rains. First, let's
Getting all up in that
I am a
mug.
man of constant sorrow.
I do not.
He's got a nerve.
Quiet. In the Dark Ages, when men and women lived in caves, there may have existed a bat of this size. But not in this day and age.
How do you account for the fact that Mary Heath, whose 2 brothers were victims of the devil bat, and a newspaper reporter, John Layton, claim to have seen this amazing creature?
Sometimes under stress of excitement, our minds play tricks on us.
He's
Classic
saw the little bat that wasn't there.
debunker.
But how about the picture of the devil bat published by Mr. Layton's paper?
I examined that picture under a powerful magnifying glass. I denounce it as a fraud.
She looks shocked.
Yeah. Very.
She is an actress named Suzanne Karen, and public domain fans will know her from a Three Stooges short called Disorder in the Court, where she plays a murder trial defendant, and the Three Stooges are her witnesses, which are the worst witnesses you could have, but you know, it's fun. Turns out she is also she's married to a guy named Sidney Blackmer, who's from North Carolina, and they're buried in Salisbury, North Carolina.
And I'll see to it that you never work on another newspaper.
Pretty
as long
crazy.
as I
Her
live.
husband helped found the school that I got my master's from, UNCSA. So.
Both of you, come on in
And
get your final
she
check.
actually moved to New York after her husband died and was in a rent-controlled apartment that Trump tried to buy and turn into condos, and she and the other residents fought Trump and won and got to stay in their apartment. So.
In a boxing ring. They set up a boxing match.
And little 80-whatever-year-old Suzanne Karen just beat the shit out of him, and
That's him calling back to
you know,
apologize. Now you give
she
him a
died in
good scare.
2004. So you know, just lived a long life, and she's buried in Salisbury.
You fired us and we're staying fired.
Crazy world.
Oh, Mary, I thought it was somebody else.
Johnny, why did you make a joke of a tragic thing like this?
But it wasn't intended as a joke, Mary. I was only trying to get
Her
the
husband played the head warlock in
getting the news and
Rosemary's
you arranged to
Baby.
fit the picture.
This like
That's a
old
deliberate
man.
hoax that has the entire country laughing. A grand joke, Johnny, but somehow I can't appreciate it.
But I can explain that picture.
Don't try, Johnny.
Just told him off.
Made in Japan. I will skin you alive and nail your hide to a barn door.
Got him. Message received.
Here's the chemist report on that shaving lotion.
I see he couldn't break down one of the ingredients.
Yes, he said it must be some element with which he's not familiar.
We won't get anywhere until we identify it.
There's just one other man in this town that might be able to help us. Dr. Carruthers.
Yeah, Carruthers could help us. I found out he compounded that lotion.
Well, if you suspect Carruthers, you're barking up the wrong tree, Johnny. He's the last man in this town that would harm anyone.
He's the kindly village doctor.
Maybe so.
He's the least creepy person around here.
The Heath and Morton fortunes are based on a greaseless.
I mean, we haven't seen most of the people in town.
No, we haven't
that might
seen
be true.
just these two families and the sheriff.
And the others made a fortune.
Well, it's common knowledge that he sold out for cash when he could have had an interest in the firm.
Just the same, every victim had this stuff from his laboratory on him.
That was the thing, is that Lugosi never got offered, for all the big stuff he did, he never got offered any more than just a, you know, paltry sum, just some cash, and
just to show you that I'm following up every clue,
no.
we'll talk to him.
I don't know that Karloff really ever did either, but Karloff still got paid a little better than Lugosi did.
Ask him to analyze it.
Doc, I hope we're not upsetting your work barging in on you this way.
No, no, not at all. I'm anxious to help solve these crimes. All the victims were
I'm
very
anxious to help.
Here's a sample of the stuff young Morton and the two Heath boys had on them when they were attacked by the devil bat.
Of course, it doesn't make sense to me that the bird would choose only people using that particular stuff.
A bat is not a bird. It's a mammal.
Well, anyway, our police chemist couldn't break down one of the ingredients. We thought perhaps you could.
Why? I compounded this myself. It's a new shaving lotion I'm experimenting with.
You should try it.
Again, your chemist couldn't break down. I discovered years ago in Tibet.
How did you happen to put it in a shaving lotion?
Oh, the lamas use it in some of their religious rites as a perfume. The scent is very pleasant and can't be imitated by competitors.
But what were Don Morton and the two Heath boys doing with the stuff?
Oh, it is the policy of our firm to try out any new product before marketing it.
Well, that knocks our theory into a cocktail.
We ran out of guinea pigs and guinea bats, so I decided
just pass it out to all the neighbors.
I'll just use my boss's kids.
This isn't the kind of bottle I give it out in. But I presume your chemist changed it when making the analysis.
It's not revenge. Revenge. I didn't say revenge. You said revenge.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
Tell me, did you hear Professor Raines on the radio last night?
Yes. It was very interesting and very asinine.
You mean you believe there is a devil bat?
Why not? You saw it, didn't you?
Well, sure I did. So did Mary.
Then why worry about what one scientist says?
That one scientist got me fired.
Oh. You mean...
Don't look too excited.
Newspaper discharged you?
That's right.
Oh, that's too bad.
He looks
That's
devilish.
too bad.
Leaving Heathsville before the mystery is solved.
I'm afraid not. I'm going to stay here and work with the chief.
Since you're going to stay here for a while, I would like you to try out a bottle of the new lotion.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
No, not me, Doc. If my wife ever smelled perfume on me, she'd suspect me sure.
Well, Mr. Layton, I understand you.
What does that mean?
All right,
Suspect
I'll
you
try
of
in the morning,
what?
I guess we better be going, Chief.
Rubbing his neck all over
So
some
long,
other
Dr.
woman.
Goodbye, Mr. Layton.
He was like, forgot which name to say for a second.
That's what they call necking, I think.
Whatever.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Does that smelly shaving lotion put you to sleep?
Well, why'd you tell the doc you're going to use it if you think it's smelly?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I was a little ashamed of ever suspecting the old duck.
Well, I like it, and I'm going to tell him so. What time is it?
After midnight.
Midnight? Oh, there ain't no use of waiting around here.
Midnight!
This must
Midnight.
be the night off.
They've almost got like Andy Griffith and Don Knotts kind of.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It is definitely a... It is definitely like comedy relief for sure.
The screaming bat is
It's
killing
insane.
me. Holy shit.
You got him. Listen,
You
Johnny.
got him.
I'm going to cook that bird personally for McGinney. and I'll even stuff it myself.
Well.
Reporter kills Bat in a hail of lead.
And then he was all like, boom, and then he was all like, bang, bang.
I was still skeptical when I came to Heathville today to examine the body of this so-called devil bat.
So-called.
But after seeing it personally and making exhaustive research, I've arrived at the conclusion that the creature is the lone survivor of a type of giant bat which existed in great numbers during the early part of the Neolithic Age.
Okay. How do you explain
Because I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, yep. He just turns into Howard Beale from Network and starts screaming. Screaming at everybody. Passing out.
Bombastic ignoramus.
Why did they give him such ridiculous things to say?
It's a pretty good insult, though.
Bombastic ignoramus. That's like so hard for anybody to say. You give it to some non-native, English speaker. I have a hard enough time.
You bombastic ignoramus.
Bombastic ignoramus.
He's like, what does that even mean? They're like, don't worry, just say it.
Just say it.
I would be so, taken aback if somebody called me that.
Yeah,
that
wait,
would,
what?
It would be a very disarming insult.
What does that mean?
Sorry, McGinty, but One Shot and I are not interested. At your prices. Of course, if there was a raise of, say, $30 plus a fat bonus, we might consider it.
You're hold-up men, both of you. I refuse to be robbed.
Have it your way, McGinty. Have it your way. But we have the bat's corpus delicti and the exclusive picture. Of course, I've got an eyewitness story that 2 syndicates are bidding for.
And don't forget, you gotta pay us for the time we were fired.
That's better. Now you're talking, boss. Okay,
Getting
we're working
those
for you
jobs
again. We'll gather
back.
up the loose ends and see you in a couple of
Hustle.
days. Goodbye. Come in.
We did it, see?
Back in those days, it was so easy to get a job. All you had to do was shoot a giant bat, and you'd be fighting off people.
Well, I don't know how to say it, but...
I do.
Miss Heath, do you suppose that little French girl would apologize to me if I were there?
Little French girl.
Positive she would.
That little French girl.
He scurries out the room.
She has a name. She's not defined by her nationality. Hawaii?
I mean, to him she is. He's like, hey, Frenchie.
To him, she absolutely is. When you boil it down to it like that, Frenchie, like, all right. It's ridiculous.
Pickled eggs. Oh, wait. Never mind.
You know how I make these bats so big? Pickled eggs. You never would have guessed it, but that's the secret.
You'd never guess. Pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs.
Scientists can't break down pickled eggs.
There's just something about all that vinegar and, the egg. It's a powerful combination.
Splendid.
Splendid.
You will be even greater than your unfortunate predecessor.
Oh my god, here we go.
Enraged, aren't you? Fine. I'm enraged also. Tonight I shall call on Henry Morton.
I am also enraged right now.
All right, and that is going to take us to the second break. So, A lot more murders. Or
we've
what?
got more bodies, including
the body count has gone
the
up.
bat.
Yeah, one bat down. So the devil bat is technically dead, but as we just saw, Lugosi seems to have whipped up another one pretty fast.
Shouldn't this be called the devil bats?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Really should. The devil bats, plural. Absolutely. I guess they weren't really thinking about, again, I guess they didn't want to do false advertising, right? You don't want to give people the impression that there's going to be like 4 devil bats flying around at once.
It's also maybe a little bit of a spoiler.
There's only one at a time.
There's only one at a time. You can only be one devil bat at one time.
We've only got the one prop, so
just the one. Yeah, really. I mean, I think that's essentially it. If you're gonna try to do more than one, it's not in the budget. Just don't know what to tell you. I mean, again, they literally
only have one bat, Bella.
They signed.
Look, guys, it's called Poverty Row for a reason. We don't have the budget for that.
They signed Lugosi and they started shooting 9 days later. Like, that's how quick. Again, we talked about the shooting schedules for these movies. It's usually just a week. It's surprising if it's any longer than a week.
Insanely fast.
It is ridiculously fast, and Lugosi just somehow, again, and they shot this around Halloween time. They started shooting on October 28th. So it's, seems like they were in the Halloween spirit when they made this, I would say. I mean, just getting real ridiculous with your bat, and yes, as you pointed out, the screeching and it's
the screaming bat is probably going to be the most memorable part of this movie for me.
It's not what you expect, because at one point it flew by and it just went like "Eep," and then it starts screaming. And it's you gotta love it. And it's, you would think that these people who have been attacked would be a little more like aware once you hear that. Oh, let me go inside. I'm literally on a patio right by a door, but
you should be able to hear it coming.
Well, you would think. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yes, you should hear that coming, but for some reason.
And see it. I mean, it's giant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he definitely sees it, but it's like stage freeze. You see that? I'm frozen with shock, and
he's paralyzed in fear.
Exactly. And that's just what
it is, full of electricity.
Right. It's just a bloated Pikachu, essentially.
I hadn't thought about that. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just, it's giant ass bat that Lugosi is sicking on his enemies. And this plot, got recycled by this studio multiple times for multiple movies. Again, the movie that, one of the movies we watched earlier this season, The Mad Monster, is kind of a rehash of the Devil Bat. It's by the same studio, and it's, again, it's this mad doctor who wants to get revenge on these people that have wronged him, so he creates this monster and sicks it on people. And I don't think there was a reporter in that one, but there's definitely a lot of similarities. And another movie that they did that is much more of almost like a semi-remake, it's just a different monster, is a movie they did called The Flying Serpent. And that is about an ancient Mayan monster called Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl? And it's this winged serpent. And so they basically rehashed the Devil Bat plot, where in both of these movies, the disgruntled scientist is George Zucco, who, again, we watched Mad Monster. He was also in Voodoo Man, which we watched, but is not on our YouTube page because it's not public domain, unlike I originally thought. But Zucco played mad scientists all the time, and in these two movies, he, is basically the same kind of character, but it all stems, and it's the same studio, the same producers, but the essential plot is basically coming from the Devil Bat. And, they had success with it. So the two trailers that we're going to see during the break are for The Mad Monster and The Flying Serpent. Now, the trailer for The Flying Serpent, I'm just going to tell you, it's not the best quality. It's like it almost looks like somebody was projecting this on a wall and then filmed it.
And filmed it with a cell
phone. But it's better quality than the other print I saw, which was it was just like a copy of a print, but it was like in this one that you're gonna see, you cannot read the title cards because they're so blown out. But you can see the action a little better. The action you can see better. In the other trailer, you can see the title cards really well, but all the clips are like blacked out. You can barely see what's going on. So I figured, I'd cut, just I had two bad choices. So rather than just forgo the trailer, I figured I'll just show the shitty one, and then that can be fun. We can have fun with that. So we're gonna see the trailers for these two PRC movies. That's the studio, Producers Releasing Corporation. And when we come back, we're going to get to the exciting conclusion of The Devil Bat. So stick around. We will be right back.
In a forgotten mansion deep in a dismal swampland, a scientist, crazed by his lust for revenge, repairs the last detail of a diabolical death plan.
A few moments ago, Petro was a man. A harmless, good-natured man. Look at him now. He's no longer human. He's a wolf. Snarling, ferocious, lusting for the kill.
The beast strikes swiftly, the first of 4 violent, fiendish murders. Into this crime-ridden situation, a reporter finds the biggest story of his career.
This would make a gory enough story for your paper? This is more than just a story to me. He was my friend.
Joined by the girl he loves, these two follow the gruesome trail of the mad monster. Every lead proves false. Then, one night, a strange, ominous power draws this girl to a rendezvous with death.
There it is.
It's mine by right of discovery. No other human eye shall see it and live.
Today, all San Juan is asking, where will the Flying Death strike next? Who will be the victim? What is back of all these mysterious and fantastic murders?
There's one inquest that you won't broadcast, Mr. Thorpe. Your own.
And we are back. And yes, as Fresh was pointing out just before we got out of break, it does look like it's on a hand crank camera. That's what I mean. It like literally looks like somebody was projecting it. and that's what we just watched. But it was way better than the other copy. I mean, we at least got to see that winged serpent flying around clearly, and the other one you can't see it at all, barely. Like, it's terrible. So, I mean, and again, Evan pointed out that the Mad Monster does have a reporter in it, and the Flying Serpent does as well. So that's like another similarity that all three of these movies have in common, is that, it's
the mad scientist, the reporter.
It's pretty much the same elements. You're just kind of changing around what the monster is and who he's getting revenge on, and it's but it's recycled plot, but it's especially with the Flying Serpent, because of the uniqueness of the monster, it's you get enough. It's different enough, and
we don't see a lot of winged serpent.
No, there's a great movie from the 80s, which I think we might actually get to watch the Flying Serpent. So if we do get to watch it, we'll get to watch this trailer for this 80s movie called Q, the Winged Serpent, which is again, it's about the Quetzalcoatl myth, and it's by this filmmaker named Larry Cohen, who is famous for he would shoot in New York City but with no permits, and he would constantly get away with it. And,
just guerrilla.
Yeah, and Quetzalcoatl or Q, that movie was no different. There was some big skyscraper that was part of it was abandoned, and they were filming these scenes with a team of police officers going up with machine guns and shooting the guy, all this shit, man. And then Q, the winged serpent, it's stop motion animation. It's great, dude. It's so awesome, and it's got the if you're a Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan, Charlie and Frank's landlord plays one of the guys that is rendering or is summoning the beast.
And like that, it's snake meat.
It's a fun movie. It is, and the main character is it's apparently he's giving a method acting performance. That was one of the big things in the reviews for this movie, is the lead actor gave an amazing method acting performance. It's well, what? What's going on? They're you don't see this in horror movies very often. I was yeah. But it is but Q, the Winged Serpent, is good, and the Flying Serpent is good, because they're both dealing with they're monster movies that deal with a mythology that you don't often see. And so it's all
there's a lot of underutilized mythologies out there.
Right. And it's cool when especially you don't expect a 1940 Poverty Row PRC movie to, do that. Certainly Universal never branched out that much. Universal started scraping the barrel around the same time PRC did, because there's actually a sequel to tonight's film, The Devil Bat. I'll talk a little more about it. I'll let us get a little further in the movie.
Devil Bat,
a little tease.
2 bats.
Yes, 2 bats. Actually, I don't even know if there's a single bat. Yeah. I'll fill you in. It's terrible. So I think without any further ado, Fresh, if you have it queued up.
I do.
Then we are going to get into the exciting conclusion of The Devil Bat right now.
Turned out to be better than I had hoped.
So, and at least my prediction was wrong. The maid is still alive.
Well, just leave it here, Doc, and I'll try it in the
Yes,
morning.
the maid and the photographer.
Smells good, doesn't it?
Still.
Yeah, we're wrong as fuck.
Well, I can't make any predictions because I've seen this too many times now.
To the right scent. Rub a few drops on your face.
Well, I'd rather wait until after I shave. Then my skin will be more tender and receptive.
That makes sense,
That's
right?
actually a good point.
It's
Yeah,
after shave, yeah.
But if he shaved yesterday, technically you can still use it.
Yeah. Because it's still after a shave.
Yeah, you're always after it. If you've ever shaved ever, you're always after a shave.
I hope you're
Wonder why I keep severing their jugular.
Yeah.
I smell the high heavens.
Yeah, this is my perfect aftershave rubbing spot. Right here under my jugular.
You can believe me, Henry. You don't have to worry.
This perfume.
If someone looked at me like that and said, "You can believe me,"
trust me.
Yeah, if someone said that, you would be like hitting the eject button on the underside of your desk. Like rocket chairing out of the room.
Brenda, get him the fuck out of here.
$1,000 for your formula. You shouldn't have demanded all cash, Doc. You should have ridden along with us. Then you'd be rich too.
Calling him out.
Oh, but then you've had a lot of fun in your laboratory with your experiments, dreaming up something new. You're a dreamer, Doc. Too much
you and your little lab doing your little experiments.
What a dreamer.
Playing games, having fun. We know what you do up there.
Well, I do dream. Dreams that you could never guess.
Your nerves are frayed, Doc. Now calm down. Get a grip on yourself. You've been working too hard on your formula.
Formula. That's but child's play for a great scientist.
Formula.
Your brain is too feeble to conceive what I have.
The Krabby Patty's secret formula.
That's what it's all about.
Doc, you've made some great scientific discovery. What is it?
When you'll find out, Henry, it'll be too late.
Oh, come, Doc. You can't pretend to control a man's destiny.
That's what he's... You're funny,
I've
Doc.
already
Funny guy.
proved it 3 times.
Maybe that was that a bit much?
I'm sorry.
Kidding, just kidding.
Scale it back.
Perhaps you're right, Henry, about my working too hard. I guess I'm a little tired.
Is it just me that feels like there's like too much headroom in some of these shots? Like I'd rather have more.
Good night, Doc.
Yeah.
Like it's too high.
Goodbye. And
Yeah, it should end like right above his head, not up to the ceiling.
That's weird.
You know what I thought was a little strange about the trailer for the Mad Monster?
What?
I thought it was weird that it said in the narration that there were 4 murders in the movie.
Right. They basically reveal. You're like, right?
Okay.
So I guess it's like a murder every 15
4
minutes.
murders.
All right.
4 characters will die in this movie.
Great. Thanks for telling me.
Plot that a madman ever concocted.
Want to know who they are?
You're gonna have to watch the
What
movie
can
to
I
find
tell
out. Most of these trailers show almost everything you need to see.
I hope I didn't intrude on a
Sum
private
it up pretty well
conversation.
most of the time.
Nothing important.
They will usually show almost all of a climax right before.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it's aggressive. Alright. What is this, Phantom Creeps? What are we doing here?
Now he just turns invisible.
Why? What was the point of that?
I liked it. I kind of liked it. It's like, oh wow, what's going on? You know?
Oh yeah, you're right. David, real Lynchian with the road shot. You know, that's very David Lynch. What?
The mystery.
He's riding around with the devil bat in his trunk. He bat-proofed that trunk. You know what it's probably full of?
Bad shit.
Bad shit. Bat
God damn
guano. Yep.
Start using guano instead of bat shit. like they're synonyms.
There you go. They are.
I hope Henry was right about
But not really. Like, a person can't be
I'll
guano,
explain more about it when he phoned.
but they can be batshit.
He changed his tone as if he'd been
That's a
interrupted.
good point.
It's true.
It just depends on what context. Is it would you say
Right.
context?
But I'm gonna pretend it's always interchangeable.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Oh, just some night noise.
Yeah, that guy is fucking guano, dude.
Did you hear what he just said? They said, "What's that noise?" He said, "Oh, it's just some night
Some
noise."
night noise.
Night noise. Ah!
Classic
That's
sound
what, like,
of the
That's
night.
what like every like murder witness says, right? Like, oh yeah, I just thought it was
just
some
the
night
wind.
noise. I didn't think it was
Night noise.
I heard. I thought it sounded like 3 shots and a scream, but then I thought about it a little more. It's like, it's just some night noise. I'll go back to that. It's back. That would have been a much better headline. I want to like read all these other fake stories.
I mean, it's not just Laura Ipsum.
I think it's the same 2 stories around every article with just different
Probably,
headlines. Okay, here we go. Good Lugosi shadow shot.
Mr. Heath, since you asked us to stay in your home.
I just won. That was such a great shot.
I've been worried about
Loves his,
Mary.
wide angles.
Have you to believe that Mary...
Gene Yarborough
Only
did.
this. I'm convinced that someone is using the bat to wipe out
He
the
did
entire heap
some
and
other
work
movies
the
that are
parents.
okay. King of the Zombies, which we'll watch. The Brute Man, which
Just
I
the
don't
same,
know
no
if
villager's
it's
been
kind of
killed
public
or even
domain, but
attacked.
kind of not. It was a
Forget
weird
you, Gav.
situation.
Mr. McGuire
It was a Universal movie, but then Universal sold it to this studio, PRC.
I'm gonna marry Miss
So
Heath Smith.
it's tricky.
Well, boys, I'll have Maxine.
He also did a movie, Universal movie called She-Wolf of London, which I hate. It's awful. It's the worst Universal monster movie, period. There is no. I'll go and spoil it. I don't care. There's no she-wolf. There's a murder. It's just a lady going around murdering people, and the woman that thinks she's the she-wolf is just psychologically disturbed. But she's all better by the end because she finds out she's not a she-wolf. It's just
Way
like
to
her-
spoil it, dude. I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, fuck, it's an awful movie. Gene Yarborough did a terrible job. It should have been an actual she-wolf. Maybe that's not his fault, but I hate that movie. And he also did Abbott and Costello and Jack and the Beanstalk, which I also am not really a big fan of. They did that movie. That was an independent movie they did on their own. And then he also did
Is
a
that
movie.
one movie?
Yes. Abbott and Costello,
Abbott and Costello and Jack and
in Jack and the Beanstalk.
I thought it was Abbott and Costello and Jack and the Beanstalk.
Well, it basically is that because it's them doing their shtick. And Jack and the Beanstalk, and it's this whole weird Wizard of Oz flashback. Ooh, cool shot. This is cool. I like this.
B5FO-FUM. Well, that's what I'm asking you. Oh my god.
That's great.
Dude,
I
no.
love that. Yes. Yes. Ah. Yeah, that'd be my reaction too. He also did a movie called Hillbillies in a Haunted House in the 60s, which had Lon Chaney Jr. and John Carradine and Basil Rathbone.
Mary, I want you to
And
tell
it's
me everything
horrible.
you did,
It's
just
one of the
before
worst
that
movies of
bat
all
tried to get
time. It's got Merle Haggard in it. It's got a bunch of
I got
country
right here,
singers,
and Maxine came in and turned the
i.e. the
covers down.
title Hillbillies in a Haunted House. It's like a musical. Another musical. Ugh. Ugh.
Well, then we talked
That
about
was
some new
Gene
perfume
Yarborough, the
someone had put in
director.
my dressing table bottles. Dad, did you put any new perfume in my bottles?
No, I didn't.
Is that the stuff?
Yes.
Tony, this smells like...
Hey, be quiet. I've got a hunch that I want to follow up. And I'll need everybody's cooperation.
We'll do everything we can.
Of course.
I'm gonna set a Scooby-Doo style trap here.
Operator, give me 4AJ, please.
We're gonna spray the bat with the perfume.
All right, gang. Here's the plan.
That's right. Something terrible has happened to Mary. Can you hurry over?
I'll be right there.
Good.
Oh, it's Johnny, I'm
I
all
love
right.
how he just has a human skull on his desk, right near his telephone. Great. I need to. If I ever have an official office space with a desk, I'm just gonna have a human skull right there beside the phone. Seems only right. If Lugosi, if it's good enough for Lugosi, it's good enough for me. Yep. It's like I'd just be thinking, you know. Look at that. You see that skull, and it's, you know, yep.
Look at that fucking skull. You're just thinking that the entire time you're on the phone.
Pretty much.
My God, look at that fucking skull. So why isn't any of this in the secret thing?
Right. You might as well just put it all in the very back, hide it all away. See, it's just all very flat. Like all the staging, all the it's just all flat, you know? Straight on. Like there's no movement or angle. Again, what Invisible Ghost did so well.
Give Miss Heath one of these every half an hour.
Oui, Doctor.
It will quieten her nerves.
But Doc, hadn't you better stay?
She's hysterical. She needs a sedative.
Hey, Doc, I don't feel so good myself.
You know, women.
Yeah, essential.
Well, you ought to see my tongue. It looks just like a squirrel's tail. Look.
And the maximum amount of her performances. Oh, oh, oh. Like borderline porn star noises over there. It's like, come on, dial it back a little bit. Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Yeah. I'm hysterical. Too easy.
I see. Him leaving it open is a plot point. Alright, I got it.
See, it was on purpose from the beginning.
Imagine if he didn't leave it open, he just walks out of the experiment room. He's like, where the fuck did he go?
Well, maybe it locks behind him if he closes it. Who knows? Some weird ass construction flaw.
This part of the set looks like the fucking German Expressionist film set.
Yeah, it's definitely a little more, the lighting's a little more atmospheric.
And it would be dangerous for me if they found you here.
Can't hear this giant stone door, like, opening and closing. Like,
they're not even pretending that it's heavy when they're
closing. Not at all. That's thing, and Son of Frankenstein, which was Lugosi was in the year before, he spends like 30 seconds struggling to open a giant stone door with like a chain.
Yeah, look at that.
And now it's just like, beep.
A lot of oil on the hinges, I guess.
Just good hinges.
Pretty much. Bookcase too.
Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum.
Hi, Doc. I hope I'm not intruding.
No, not at all. I heard
No,
you're
no,
out
no, no, no,
stalking
no, no.
the devil bat. Any success?
No, but I thought maybe you might be able to help me.
Well, I don't see how that's possible, but if you can suggest anything...
Well, you could give me some more of that new concoction of yours, that shaving lotion.
Concoction?
But how on earth could that possibly help?
Give me some of
catch
that
the devil
good
bat?
stuff.
I've still got a crazy idea that if I douse myself with it, it might attract the killer.
I don't see how you can connect the two. But there is a bottle of the lotion on the table.
Thanks.
Success. Oh, God, gotta try not to look so excited.
I figured out something. All 4 of the murdered people had this lotion on them when the devil bat struck.
4. Is that number a coincidence? I think not.
I'm afraid all his murders have affected your mind.
Again, this came first.
Maybe you'd like to come along, Doc,
This was
and be an
2
eyewitness.
years before the Mad
Sure,
Monster.
it would be just a waste of time, but I'd be
Wait.
glad to watch your
I can't remember if that was 42 or 44.
Good. I knew I could count on you to help me.
44 fours.
Might be 44.
I tell you, Leighton, expecting a bat to be attracted by the scent of a lotion is all foolishness. I think I better run along.
Ah, sit down, Doc.
Ooh.
Devil bat's behind schedule tonight.
That's pretty clear signal that you send when you point a gun at somebody. When you pull, it's not even point. You pull a gun on somebody. You pull a revolver out of your fucking pocket.
I
That
thought
was
maybe you
hidden.
didn't want to be sitting too close to me. Just in case the devil bat does show up.
According to your theory, the killer wouldn't attack me. I haven't any of that lotion on me.
Now, Doc.
Why did you do that?
To make it a 50-50 proposition, Doc. Now sit down, and don't try any shenanigans.
That's
And no
pretty-
funny business.
No funny business. See?
Not so funny when it's your own jugular vein that's in danger. Is it, Doc?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you made a mistake when you let that devil bat of yours out of the attic tonight. Don't worry about the bat killing you. I'm saving you for the hangman. Tell me, Doc, how did you develop a monster bat like that?
You wouldn't understand.
Like, oh, I guess that's the lotion on his face. I was gonna say, like, he's sweating like a fucking pig over there.
That's
Oh,
the booze. I've been drinking all day.
that actually is a pretty wild shot of that coming in. You can't see the wire too easily. Maybe that's what the phone lines are there for, to disguise it.
Yeah, to hide the wire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be. Fingerprints all over that film.
Yeah, I saw that.
Holy shit.
Hello, Chief. What are you doing out here? Young fellow, don't think that you're the only man working on this case. It was lucky I was here, too.
Thanks. Did you kill the devil bat?
Well, you haven't
Oh,
done
I got away.
much.
Yeah, you
Well,
missed.
there's one bird that didn't get away, and he's the murderer we've both been looking for.
Doc?
Shoot it.
You're a bat.
Where is
Jesus
he?
Christ.
He's gone. And so's the doctor.
Did you get the bat?
What happened? Doc Carruthers is the murderer.
Everybody
He's hiding
just
somewhere
runs
in the
out
garden.
at the
Let's get
end,
back to the
like,
house and guard
Yeah.
the
here comes everybody.
Come on.
Doctor? Dr. Crothers! Doctor?
Doctor.
Has anything happened to Johnny? Is he hurt?
They took him up to my place. You better come along with me.
It's just too wide. Like, some of these shots are just too wide. Ah!
That was Mary.
Huh. Oh, really? She's not literally the only woman in this besides the maid. Bop.
Are you all right, Mary?
Go help Dr. Carruthers. He's over there.
That devil bat belonged to the doctor, Mary. He created it to commit those murders.
Well, it's too late to help the doc.
That was a very, very quick check that he's dead.
Well, he's dead. I can tell you, it's safe to say he is dead. Ba-ba. How long are they gonna? All right. Wow, well, that was the Devil Bat 1940 Bela Lugosi classic. We had noticed from, like, I think the first Poverty Row movie that we watched how abrupt these endings can be.
Right.
And certainly
they wrapped that up pretty quickly.
I mean, you know, again, it wasn't as they're not, I mean, again, this was from PRC, Producers Releasing Corp, the company that did, like, all the other Lugosi movies we've seen so far, Monogram. They got lazy with, like, with Voodoo Man, where he just is getting arrested at the end. You know, it's like Lugosi doesn't die. There's no big, like, he's, you know, justice for his acts. Nothing like that. He's just the cops rush in. All right, we're taking him away. Like, fuck. Like, that's what, you know, that's what we're invested for. You know, at least here he got attacked by his own creation. It was, you know, some poetic justice.
Hoisted on his own petard, as it were.
That turn of phrase is so it's so underutilized, really. I'm glad you have brought it into the realm of the stream, Evan, because
it's a fun one.
It is, and it doesn't get utilized enough. That was the perfect usage. Certainly. I'm not even going to repeat it because I won't even say it correctly. It's probably by most people, it's like, oh shit, so it's a big turn of phrase. But it's a good one. Yeah, I mean, that is a wild movie. Again, PRC did make a sequel in 1946. They did The Devil Bat's Daughter, which does not have Lugosi in it. It stars some actress. Her name's Rosemary LaPlanche. I don't know. I don't know what else. She was in another, like, horror movie from PRC that I do like called Strangler of the Swamp, which is really creepy. But she's in Devil Bat's Daughter, which it's more like a psychological. There's no Devil Bat. Like, she thinks she's a vampire. She's the daughter of Lugosi's character in this movie somehow. She's Paul Carruthers' daughter. And she thinks she's a vampire, and then it turns out it was all in her mind. It's very much like She-Wolf of London, which coincidentally, same year, 1946. I don't think it was directed by Gene Yarborough, but certainly kind of weird that it's very similar plot, and, you know, kind of just a lot of similar elements. So it's kind of weird, but. Yeah, and somehow apparently the plot of that movie absolves Lugosi's character from the murders in this film. Yeah, I don't know how they pull that off, but somehow the movie manages to do all that in an hour.
Turns out Lugosi was the good guy all along.
He was just misunderstood. He did those bats. You know, those they were actually, if they wouldn't have taken those people to the morgue to be autopsied, then they actually would have woken back up a little bit later. They would have revived, and they would have been even stronger. Because the Devil Bat didn't actually sever their jugular vein. It just injected them with a powerful serum that would transform them into superheroes. But, you know, so like maybe, you know, if you got bit by a bat, then, for example, you'd be turned into some kind of Batman or bat, some kind of bat person.
Some kind of Batman.
Something like
Begins.
Yes. And, you know, certainly you could say that any kind of Devil Bat, certainly, you know, it's gonna put a bad name on the Bat legacy. Batman certainly, you know,
it's gonna turn it into bat shit.
Bat shit. Yes, bat shit. One other there was one other sequel actually that was made in 2015.
What?
Yes, which again, remember, public domain.
Oh,
you
right.
can You know,
You
you
can
can
do that.
adapt whatever you want to do. So this movie's called Revenge of the Devil Bat. It's got a whole bunch of cult film actors, including a guy named Conrad Brooks, who was part of Ed Wood's stock company and had I don't know that he shared any scenes with Lugosi, but he was in Plan 9 from Outer Space. He was in, I think he was in Bride of the Monster. Maybe he wasn't, but he did some other Lugosi, or he did some other Ed Wood movies. So it's kind of weird that they were able to get, some kind of tenuous Lugosi connection in there for that movie. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I don't know if it's any good. Probably not. But yeah, I mean, a great way to end the season on a Lugosi classic. I think he gave what for him is a great performance. Like it's what you expect Lugosi to do.
It was a quintessential Lugosi performance.
Even if it
Checked all the boxes.
wasn't the best directed, the performance did. I would 100% agree. Checked all the boxes of a classic Lugosi performance.
We went off the rails on a Lugosi train.
Yes. Certainly this whole season 2 has been us going off the rails on a Lugosi train with Lugosi every Wednesday, and I guess we've had 2 Lugosi movies this season, but still, pretty
good Lugosi coverage this season.
I mean, again, prolific. One of the most prolific actors that we will see on the stream.
Movies.
So, get ready for another. There's a Lugosi movie next season. Yeah. I think that we just have one unless I make the season 3 finale a Lugosi movie, but that's to be determined. Season 3 is upcoming. To go ahead and start wrapping it up for tonight. Anything about the Devil Bat before we start to wrap it up?
Wait. I do have one more thing.
Yes.
Evan, can I see your shirt?
My shirt?
Yeah.
I don't know how well you can see it through the camera, but...
Oh, hell yeah.
Evan always comes in dressed to the
shirt.
nines. He
I
comes
like
in,
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was it? Didn't you come in the other week in some crazy pants?
Yeah, I got them from the same place.
Yes. What, Damn Flashes?
Yeah, so
It looks
I
like-
found this store that's like my exact style. Like
Right.
everything in the store is like something I would wear.
There were like 20 guys in there that looked exactly like you fighting over all the...
I saw an advertisement for the store, and the models for the advertisement looked exactly like me.
The Evan store.
I've been spending all of my per diem on...
You're telling me you've been spending all the per diem we've been giving you for the show on shirts and pants?
Yes.
Well, luckily, he pays the cashier, and it's just like a direct deposit back into his own account, because the cashier is also Evan.
Right.
Pretty much. Evan's making the clothes, he's selling the clothes, he's covering all the... It's, what? Is that horizontal integration or is that vertical integration? You know what I'm talking about?
It's vertical.
It is vertical.
It's vertical.
Vertical. Oh, look at that. Look at us breaking out our business terms over here. We know what's up. We know.
Horizontal will be buying out all the competition.
Right.
Vertical is just incorporating it yourself into like all the means of production and distribution into your own business. Furthermore, there's diagonal integration that you can use.
Okay.
That's if you have a bishop.
Bishop takes your knight, it takes your queen,
and these all combine into a certain type of integration called the queen integration, which can go in any direction.
Hilarious. God,
So-
look at us. We're businessmen. These are businessmen that are talking to you right now. Okay.
Yep.
Yup.
I went to school for 2 weeks.
I know what's up. I'm certified. Certified in what? Everything I need to be certified in.
Everything there is to be certified in ever. OSHA. Fucking, I got my motorcycle endorsement on my license. Fucking, I got my Sea-Doo license in Virginia so I can drive boats and Sea-Doos.
I'm good to go.
I'm ready.
Jesus Christ.
Coming this fall, I'm on a mission to get every certification known to man.
Watch as one man strives for every certification to be crowned the king of certifications. That title's way too long. You gotta coming soon on Discovery Plus.
No, it's a sitcom with Kevin James, the king of certification.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's driving around in a certification van, and his Scientologist wife is nagging at him. And, that whole chestnut. And
we need some more just completely off the wall sitcoms.
We really do. Well, I mean, hey, it's, you can't, the world can't have enough of them. And the most off the wall ones don't last more than an episode. What was that? What was that show? My Neighbor Adolf. It wasn't.
Are you talking about Heil, Honey, I'm Home?
Heil, Honey, I'm Home. That's what.
No, shut up. That's not real.
The Adolf hit. Yes, you remember that. Real. You know that. You don't.
No, I don't.
We saw that in high school. We were passing that around in high school. You remember that? Come on.
I don't remember this, dude. I must have been busy rapping.
It was like one episode in England. It got canceled.
Heil, Honey,
I'm Home. It's like a Hitler sitcom. Yeah. Like, look it up. It's insane.
Hang on. I'm gonna put the Wikipedia table of contents in the Discord because it's super funny.
Oh, I want to see this. Premise, plot of the first episode, cast, production, controversy, and cancellation. See also references.
Plot of the first episode. Plot of the only episode.
It's the only episode, without a doubt. There was literally only one, and yeah, like you can go find it on. It should still be on YouTube, fresh. It's hilarious. Yeah, Sweet Feet. Sweet Feet's in the house. Yes. I wish.
Full uncut episode, dude. I'm about to watch this.
Watch it. It is. I haven't watched the whole episode. I've just seen like the first bit of him walking in the door, like fucking Bill Cosby. Which you might as well put them in the same category. I mean, it is. It's just like, what the fuck is this show? So yeah, if you can come up with that ridiculous of a sitcom plot, and only get one episode, or just how far can we push the envelope? I mean, clearly they.
But no matter how far you push the envelope, it remains stationary.
God, Fresh has just been on top of the puns tonight, like nobody's business, dude. Just fucking knocking it out of the park, just setting them up and knocking them down. Bang, bang, bang.
That's right. It's equally as impressive when I set them up myself and then knock them down. Right off the cuff.
Just teed myself up for a great joke.
Aren't I hilarious? No, hey man, it keeps this show fresh. What'd you say? Would one say?
Fresh.
Fresh. You see? No. OMG.
I'm doing it too. I don't know why I'm doing it. No, never mind. I was doing it though.
Boo.
I was doing my pinky finger in the corner of my mouth. So, just for the record.
Well, I mean, hey, it might as well be the.
You know what? It's a comfortable place to put it.
You know it is. Here you just sit there and think. You know, who needs thinker like this when you can? The ultimate gesture. It says so many things. Is it meant to be cutting? Is it meant to be respectful? Who knows? It's different interpretations.
That's the mystery.
In the eye of the beholder. So we're adopting that. It's the official show gesture. It is now, in season 3, it's going to be a mainstay. So get ready for it. It's big time.
It's like the secret signal if you see.
It's the new
any of us in
feature.
public.
Pretty much.
If you know, you know.
I don't know.
Welcome to the club.
I think we may have officially gotten off of the syllabus at this point.
Well, hey, I mean, we're filling out the running time just a little. This was a shorter movie. We get over 2 hours and 30 minutes, then we're golden, and we did it. Yeah,
We did it.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
the show.
Yeah, and that's it. No, well, we were, again, if Lugosi had gotten the perfume on him earlier, and we would have been done in 20 minutes. It was this close. I mean,
It was just a little less careful. The movie would have ended in the first 10 minutes.
it wouldn't have taken much. The rules were very tenuous. There was not a lot of, the bat is attracted to this perfume. Let me just put it on. Oh, great. Okay, it smells great. Wonderful. My face feels nice and fresh. Bat! And then, that was pretty much the whole movie. Oh, no, it was fun. It was a good movie. A great way to finish season 2, I would say. So to wrap up season 2, I really, really, really appreciate Fresh and Evan joining me on another exciting journey exploring what public domain has to offer in the realm of horror. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's
been a good season. Thanks for having us.
You guys make it a pleasure. So does everybody that we've had in the chat. Sweet Fee, you have been providing some wonderful commentary. Oh, God. Yeah, here we go.
Playing us out.
You have to play us out. We finally figured out what our play out music was going to be on the mini-sode this past week, which if you haven't seen, you can check out our YouTube page for all of our past episodes.
The exciting finale of Phantom Creeps.
The exciting finale, yes. Well, yes, we'll say yes. It was very exciting. I mean, hey, it was it was what it was. Was it maybe a little insensitive? Maybe a lot of bit insensitive. Job and I we couldn't stop talking about the Hindenburg footage that they incorporated into the finale.
Yeah.
And the questionable nature of such a thing.
Was it tasteless? Was it too soon? Yes.
Yes. It's very
To
simple.
both.
Yes, it definitely was.
Imagine if in 2003 you had a movie and like Bela Lugosi's flying up a jet plane and then it just smashes into the World Trade Center.
I mean, that's the equivalent. Pretty much. If they just splice that in. What the hell?
It was a yikes.
It was a yikes.
It was literally not even 2 years after, so it was literally like right on the heels of the disaster.
Yeah, it didn't really not a lot of respect for the victims there. And yes, we talked about it on Wednesday. Some of them were Nazis. So, good riddance to those people, but I don't know. Cylarn had a pretty good overview of
Wait, were they really Nazis on the
Some
Hindenburg?
Some of them were. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was 1937.
They were around.
Nazis were.
Right, but I thought it was in the U.S.
No, it was it was flying in the U.S., but it was from Germany. The Hindenburg it's German.
It sounds very American. That's all I'm saying.
Go look. You're right though. It did crash in America, and that's why the newsreel footage is that American guy the humanity, That was one of
Oh, but because otherwise it would have just been ik bunga fuck.
Yeah, and then like some Hitler footage like talking about how terrible it was. Boo! Hi, honey, I'm home.
That song has a
I'm so confused though. It was like a transcontinental balloon.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of nuts.
Like, imagine if the Goodyear blimp went all over the world. It's essentially
what
we're
that's
dealing with here.
Kind of impressive. Yeah.
Right. That's what the Hindenburg was, and then look what happened.
It was impressive until it wasn't.
Until you realize why it's maybe not a good idea to, be flying around this giant gas-powered... I mean, what is it? What is it that powers a hot air balloon? Or a Zeppelin?
It's a hydrogen?
Well, the Hindenburg was hydrogen gas, which they didn't do anymore after that because,
Very flammable.
Well, I'm pretty sure Zeppelins kind of went out of style after that, right?
Well, they're certainly not very fashionable nowadays.
Yeah, that went down like a Led Zeppelin.
Well, I read the other day... there it is. Gotta have that in there. I read the other day that they stopped using Concorde planes after like a crash in like the 90s, and the plane that crashed was used in the movie Airport 1979, the Concorde. The same plane, and so it's kind of like there's something about like once you have a terrible crash with a certain kind of aircraft, people are like, nope, don't want to use it anymore.
Well, didn't that just happen with the, what were they called, the 747
right
plus or whatever they were called?
Max something. Yeah, Boeing 747. Yeah, it was some. Yeah, there was some kind of issues or something.
Kept trying to land.
Yeah,
that was the problem, and you couldn't pull it up
over the ocean.
Yeah,
yeah, it would land into a mountain.
Terrifying.
Oops. Imagine, like, we're in the age where, like, that was probably, like, a 19-year-old kid writing, like, some code. Like, fucked up.
Oh, no,
he was playing
really?
a video game while it... Yeah, it was like an autopilot thing that you couldn't turn off.
Oh, shit. Oh,
yeah, it wasn't like a mechanical failure. It was like this computer thing where the plane would just keep trying to, like, engage landing over, like, like water and stuff.
Yikes!
And you couldn't like pull it up.
Anything about it? Christ!
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, but I'm sure Tesla will get there, dude. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here we are. We're getting on a current event stream late into the game, but here we go. No, yeah, I mean, suffice to say, air travel is,
I'm about to fly tomorrow, so we're
oh,
right.
great. Oh, wonderful. This is the perfect time to have this conversation. Yeah, oh, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great, dude.
I'm watching the top 10 plane crash compilation right now.
Great, yes. Well, I can guess what's number one, I think. It's got to at least be in the top 3. All right. So yeah, it has really been a great season 2. Had a lot of fun, a lot of good cocktails, a lot of fun movies. Season 3 is going to be even better. We've got a lot of crazy stuff lined up for season 3. Again, we're going to take a week off, so we're not going to be broadcasting next Friday. But the Friday after that, which is August 19th, we're going to be watching a ridiculous indie science fiction film called The Brain That Wouldn't Die. And it's just so... I love this movie. It's so bad. It's so ridiculous.
I like the title.
It's very fun. It's very cheesy, very schlocky, very... It's just an exploitation film from it's either late 50s or early 60s. I did not write the year down, unfortunately. It's got a very interesting production history, I know that. It's a fun movie. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. So I'm very excited for that, but that's not going to be until August 19th. And you'll be able to join us the 17th for the first mini-sode of season 3, which is TBD. I still haven't decided what show I'm gonna do.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. So definitely tune in on Wednesday, August 17th at 9 p.m. to find out what our next season of minisodes is going to be. Catch us on Friday the 19th at 9 p.m. for The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Again, our social pages on Twitter and Instagram at Scream Stream Show. As we move into season 3, we'll, I hope to rejig things with the socials, kind of play around and try to switch things up a little bit, get a little more interactive, play around with it, and hopefully just bring you guys a bigger and better season 3. So, again, thank you guys so much for joining us throughout season 2 and for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, boys. Anything before we sign off?
I already saw Evan's shirt. I'm good.
That's all you needed. Oh, good. Devil Bat Screech.
One little last screech for the season.
Yeah, gotta go out on a high note, right?
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for that high note, Evan. Until next season, sweet screams, everybody.
Which please.